because we can talk about it in connection to the abortion thing, because some people choose not to have children, right? Because of whatever they may or may not be able to provide. Right. So when a law tells you that it's illegal, you get what I'm saying? Right. Then now you have to bring the child into the world. And now what happens in all those different circumstances? I think it's just kind of tough when you come from a broken home.
Well, we're on.
Oh, okay.
But don't stop. They heard all
of it. No. They heard all of what? I'm about to do the intro. Like, hello. About to make this official. Good evening, everybody out there. Good News Radio. It's your girl, Akila Trinae. And, yes, I'm back again, giving myself a hand clap. And
how you know I wanted to give you a hand clap?
Well, it doesn't matter what you want to do. This is what I'm doing. We apologize for being a little tardy. It's not our fault, but I am not going to throw any persons under any buses. But we are here. We are here. And Love Amplified is intellectual stimulation for your mind, your body, and your soul. The love session has ended, and now it's time to increase the intensity and dive deeper into meaningful dialogue regarding the love experience. Yes, tonight we're going to talk about some stuff, but I'm going to, what am I going to do? Am I going to kick it to Tommy?
That's what we're going to do. We're going to kick it to Tommy.
Kick it to me.
Are you going to do the social media?
Yeah.
Here. Tommy's in the building. We missed him last week. He was spending time with his mama, so we give him a pass.
Oh. Okay. So social media on Instagram, we got at The Love Amplified Podcast. Facebook, The Love Amplified Podcast. Twitter, at Amplified The. Email, The Love Amplified Podcast at gmail.com. I'm going to kick it to Detroit.
I don't even think you did it, Mo.
Y'all did. Yeah, I did.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we're kicking it to me for. So anyway.
It says your name on it. That's why.
Well, this is the topic. Here. Slide it.
Okay. I just saying kick it to Detroit. Okay. Kick it to you.
I'm gonna do that. Do that.
But nah. So I'm Dontre Detroit. Glad to be back in the building. Again, as she mentioned, we're tardy and we're sorry, but we are still here at the party. Nonetheless, if you want to call in, you can do that at 323-900-0478. Again, that is 323-900-0478. And today we are talking about
the art of appreciation. Well, that's the question. But before we even get into that, so hopefully we get to the art of appreciation. And this is because of Charles, who is absent and out of the country and living his best life. But we want to kind of just talk about
a myriad of things.
Yes, but what's going on in our world and laws, recent laws, in light of recent laws that were passed in Alabama.
Yes.
What was the law that was passed? Since a man made the law, let a man tell us what the law is.
Well, the law is basically that you can't get abortions under no circumstances, right? Under any circumstances, there's no abortion at all in Alabama. Am I right?
Did you do that? Did you stop the music right there?
Yeah, I did, but it
for this random background music that we're listening to.
But go ahead. I mean,
right.
Yes.
You can't have any abortions, basically, right? No matter the age, what happened, if you were raped, if it was incest, no matter what, you just can't get an abortion, right?
Right.
Okay.
That it's illegal. And so there have been, I guess I want to call it, I guess it's not a meme, but like a post that has kind of been going around because I saw it a couple of times.
Men can't make decisions for women's bodies
the one that said that basically if it's illegal for a woman to have an abortion, then it should be illegal for a man
to walk out
on his child or whatever. And so Tommy and I were having a conversation
that part.
Specifically about the fact that, babies, children need their mothers and their fathers. And I, how do I say, well, it's the word I wanted to say. Detroit, what is the word I want to say? I blankly disagreed.
Vehemently?
No, I didn't vehemently.
I think
no,
you
it was, I did it in I respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully.
That's what I was trying to say. I respectfully disagree.
All right.
No, really? No. I don't think all women feel that way.
The majority.
Because I'm specifically talking about that there are so many circumstances where, let's say, biological mothers and fathers may not be able to be in their child's life. And so it doesn't mean that baby child is now doomed because that parent and or parents are absent. And then there are things that a father figure or a mother figure or whatever that children need. And if those basic needs are met, then that children is set up for a good life and opportunity. And Tommy was disagreeing. So I wanted to hear what he had to say in regards to that. Because he totally disagrees. Now, he vehemently is disagreeing with me.
Go ahead, Detroit.
No. I'm just want to clarify for the world. What exactly do you...
Well, exactly what I disagree on is that the fact of kids need... I came from a broken home where my mother left my father and took me. So my father never walked out on me, but she took me, and I didn't see my father for X amount of years. You get what I mean? I had to literally, probably have to write a letter, you know what I mean, send it to my grandmother's house so it can kind of get some type of...
So do you know the story or the circumstance behind that?
I definitely know the story, but there's always two sides to a story. So
you're saying you don't know the full story? No, I know your mom's side.
I know my dad's side. I had a conversation with him, and I had to come... But my thing is, you don't take nobody's... Well, I felt my mom...
What does that mean?
I feel with my mother, you don't pack up, and you pack up somebody else's child and just leave. You know what I mean? And not tell this person... Huh? Because I just feel like if the father's doing no harm to the child, you know what I mean? There's no, you know what I mean? Whatever y'all relationship is, if y'all not working out, that's on y'all. That ain't got nothing to do with the child.
But why did your mom move?
Why did she leave out? Because I believe because this is a story I got from her. It's not the same story I got from him. This is a story I got from her. She came home and he said, everybody gonna die in here tonight. Right? Okay. This is what she says. Everybody gonna die in here tonight. She basically said, BS, you know what I mean?
I'm out.
Packed up me and packed up my older brother, which is not his child, but packed up my older brother and left. Right? And that's what, you know what I mean, took his car and just basically drove off. But she
took his car.
Yeah.
So for her, it was a safety thing.
Well, that's what she says.
But I mean, it doesn't matter what she said. If she felt unsafe.
But I know my mom. You know what I mean? I know my mom throughout the years, and I know my father too. And
so where did she? How far? Huh? How far did she go?
Oh, she didn't go too far. But the thing about it is, they had a history where she beat on him. That's how bad the relationship is. Her own sister told me, my own auntie told me, like my mom was known for putting her hands on him, cracking him over the head with a bottle, cracking him over the head with a skillet. Police would come, the house is messed up.
So he might have had a plausible reason to say everybody in here.
You know what I mean? But so that goes to show you when you need to hear both sides.
Right.
And even if you do take the child, at the same time, you guys need to try to come together.
Why are you taking? He couldn't get in the car and drive to where you were?
See, the thing about it is it gets to a point where it's like this. When my dad finally did come back into my life, it was so serious where he did not want to pick me up in front of my house. I had to go walk to the laundromat, and he'll pick me up from there.
So this is years later.
Yeah, because he just didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
After a while, you just don't want to deal with the situation. Now, I didn't understand that. I was angry with him, and I didn't understand that, unfortunately, until after he passed away, and it all started making sense. Like, he just didn't want to, you know what I mean? He don't.
But you don't get a choice at that point.
I don't get a choice.
Correct.
No. Who?
Well, he doesn't get a choice.
Well, no, he's a child.
Right.
What I'm saying, the parent
at
that point doesn't have a choice because it's not about them anymore.
Because
it's always about the child.
And don't get me wrong, he could have took the necessary steps of taking her to court and fighting for custody and stuff like that, which I do fault him for because he still has to take responsibility for that. But he did go to court and made sure that I had my dental and I had my medical and all that other stuff. So he did do that. My mother didn't show up to court for that, and we didn't know. You know what I mean? Come to find out, we didn't know till I got back in contact with him and found out I had all these benefits. But it's both sides. But I do believe just because a relationship did not work out does not mean you can take this person's child or him or her, you know what I mean, and just say no, you cannot, or no, you know what I mean, this can't. Because I believe.
But did she say that he couldn't?
It was more or less of it was always a fight. You understand what I'm saying? Even I never forget.
What's the fight though?
the more the fight is like, basically, if I can't, you know what I mean? She always, my mom.
If it's not convenient?
Yeah, it's not convenient for her. Because I remember my dad's girlfriend called the house one time. My dad was picking me up. My dad's girlfriend calls the house. My mother picks up the phone. I'm 15 years old. And she says, hello, is Thomas there? You know what I mean? My mom gets on the phone. Oh, you're not going to recognize me. You're going to acknowledge me. This is my house. You're going to acknowledge me. Yada, 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 yada. Here we go. You know what I mean? Here we go. Here goes the argument. You know what I mean? So my dad's like, oh man, here we go. My dad and my mom ain't seen each other in over 10 years. The first time they see each other, because I'm walking out, because even my dad was picking me up, they still didn't, I'm 15 years old, so there was no reason for them to really have any type of real communication. You know what I mean? I'm old enough where I can tell my mom what's going on. So the first time they came and encountered again was through an argument. They're yelling at each other, talking about, you need to grow up. No, you need to grow up, because my dad had his girlfriend call the house and ask for me to tell me to come outside. You know what I mean? Right. That's how bad. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just gonna not say anything.
like all she said was, it's no different from my friends calling me and saying, calling the house. Hey,
it's a little different, but
it's not.
It is.
It's not.
It's like
it is.
It's not about you no more.
Once removed from the situation. No. So look.
Well, at the end of the day, I didn't want to get specific about your situation.
No, I'm fine.
But you disagreed about, and I don't know if you were able to give that.
Yeah, I don't think I was able to give. Only reason why, because you always get that, because I grew up without my father for quite some time. You always get that sense of emptiness. Correct. That sense of, who am I? They always say I look like this man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm carrying this man's full name. My name is Thomas Lane Landry Clark III.
Right.
And I'm like, so I'm like, who is this man that they saying I look like? I got his name. I talk like him. I walk like him. I got the nervous twitch like him. Who is him? And you always deal with that. And you always then you see your best friend who got his dad. His dad is there taking him to football games, taking him, taking him here, taking him here. My mom, don't get me wrong, she has.
So you have FOMO?
Huh? I don't know what that is.
Fear of missing out, but I don't know why you would. That's not the same thing. Because you're not. There's no fear. You actually are missing out. You know what I'm saying? And so. And from
but it was in comparison to what somebody else has when you still don't maybe know what their situation is.
But there's no fear though, regardless of.
I was just saying FOMO. Don't go into a rabbit hole of FOMO.
But you go through that it's almost like an identity complex because you don't know who you are. Like my last name. Like, where's my last name come from? You know what I mean? Like, where is this? You know what I mean? And it's almost like, damn, like my friend, they're going with their dads. Their dad's coming. You know what I mean? And it's like, where's mine at? Then you got, the mother always brings another male around. That another male can never ever replace your father. No matter, my mom been with her husband now for going on, I want to say damn near 15, 16
But that's
years.
for you, because some people it can.
But,
and it's vice versa for mothers too.
It's like the old saying.
Like, I know a specific situation of a young lady who grew up with her father, and her mother is not around, and I don't know what the situation is as to why mom is not around, but dad, raised her as a single father, and he met and remarried, and she definitely has embraced and seen and expresses that this
I'm not
new
saying
woman
that,
is.
yeah, I'm not.
Does she
saying
know
that.
of the mother?
Huh?
Does she know of her mother?
Yeah.
Has she seen her mother?
I don't know when the last time she's seen her. Probably when she was real little, like as a little kid. But what I'm saying is that people can
I'm not saying it's
fill in.
Not
I said maybe not for every person, maybe not for you, because I think because even what I feel like from when you're saying it, like, you have a lot of resentment. You know what I mean? And
you would though, because
that's fine. And I'm not
piece.
knocking you for it, as you should.
The only reason why I miss it, I'm gonna tell you, because my father passed away. My father passed away a year after we connected.
Oh, okay. So then even the
so it's
time
like,
to
So it's like wow, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, really, like, you know what I mean? Like the exact.
And now you really can't.
Right. But I'm grateful though. I'm grateful for the simple fact of that God gave me that opportunity where I could tell my child. Yeah, that's your grandfather used to. Oh, your grandfather would be like, because I know, you know what I mean? Because I've spent that time and spent that, that energy with him, where I have that bond where I can have my stories in my heart. But so when it comes off to that, it's like, wow, you know what I mean? And what's the old saying that we usually hear in the hood or whatever on movies and stuff? One thing you say, you ain't my mama, you ain't my daddy, and that's the same thing. And I said it twice. I said it to a man and I said it to a woman. The woman my daddy was dealing with, you ain't my mama. The man my mom's with today, you ain't my daddy, and I still feel that way towards him. It's all respect towards him, but you're not my father. Right. You get what I'm saying? You'll never be my father, no matter what you do in this world. You can never like when me and my father first got together, it was almost like, that's why I do that. I used to put lotion in my hair. Never understood why I used to put lotion in my hair. This
is just random to me, exactly. But it makes so much sense.
Yeah. My brother used to make fun because we have different fathers. My brother used to make fun of me like, why you putting lotion in here? I got with my dad. My dad was like putting lotion in his hair, like, boy,
like, you get it.
Yeah, like, get it. And it's just weird because the apple does not fall far from the street. Not from the tree.
From the tree. Same thing. Depending on what type of father you had. So the title.
He really from the hood.
So the title's a little bit back to bring us back home toward appreciation, so we can segue in there. It's more so once you find out the truth, whether you're adopted or whatever the situation is, you got a step parent or there's been somebody that figure, there's always going to be appreciation for what you didn't have to do, or the fact that you stood in and you been that figure for me. So even with the young lady you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, she appreciates much more. Well, now under greater circumstances, would she wish? Fine, but her appreciation is so great, she probably doesn't need what goes on from her and her mother. But the problem is, you mentioned a word before, which is perceived, right? Or like feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, how do you know how she felt? And he was like, well, I had this conversation with my mom. Well, you don't get to decide, unfortunately, what somebody feels. That's the unknown. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could look at the child and be like, oh, this is exactly what they'll need for somebody to, for the other parent to fill in and they feel whole. It'd be different. But what you may place, you could place the perfect situation in front of a child, be taken care of, the greatest mate for you completely happy and everything, but your child may still be empty.
Which is true, but my thing is that, as you just said, there's no perfect and or ideal situation in any circumstance, whether two parents are there or not, because you can still have two parents in the household.
Right, you're absolutely
and it'd be a terrible situation for the children and all this stuff. So my thing is really what's more so needed are meeting the needs of the basic needs of people in general. And especially like as children are developing through the child development stages, through adolescence, through all of that stuff, and we neglect that because we just look at, oh, mom needs to be here, dad needs to be here. But you have a lot of people, even as a parent, because you don't really know, like when I have, my child, I don't know everything that I'm supposed to do. You kind of learn it as you go through it. You make mistakes, and sometimes on the second, third, fourth child, you didn't learn a couple of things, but none of your kids come out the same.
My thing is, you don't want to start off the bat of leaving that child shorthanded. You understand what I'm saying?
But I don't feel like it is a shorthanded thing.
It's shorthand. Here's where it becomes shorthanded. When you do what's necessary to meet the basic needs, but it becomes so inconvenient that the other person cannot be around, especially if the person is alive. So case in point, where his situation where she picks up and leaves. You know what I'm saying? Now when they made him, they didn't meet under those circumstances, under those wherever she moved to and here. So now for him to get to there,
but that's life.
Hold on. But for that to happen arbitrarily, and for her to feel based on what we now know is basically of her doing. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, well now she's left. It's hard for him to get there. She took his car. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So granted he can come to
I would like to know the truth of that situation. I want to be a fly on the wall there.
At the end of the day, now he's alive. Yes. Dad's over there. He's removed. You know what I'm saying? And he has his feelings about whatever it is. His basic needs were met. His basic fundamental needs that you were talking about were actually met.
Right. And another thing is where probably the
resentment. But no, they weren't.
No.
I'm saying as far as being raised, you know what I'm saying, like.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about just food and shelter. When I say need, but that's what that's not my point.
But listen, we don't get to decide under what it looks like. It would look like they were, but you don't know that they really aren't met until he's able to articulate.
Right, but he said that they weren't because
he can articulate it.
Exactly.
But she thought she was doing everything right by leaving the situation.
we're not going to speak on his mom because we don't know. What I'm speaking on is in general of the fact of whatever the circumstances is, because there's so many different scenarios, there's so many different stories. And so the thing about it is that you can't change the actual circumstance, but what you can do is then provide whatever the best situation is to circumvent and or help support whatever that current situation is. And so if you don't know that, and you're just doing based on what you think or feel, but not based on maybe what research has said or what certain, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Which is the primary problem.
Detroit,
that's all. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I want to make sure people hear what I got to say. Do you guys, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fans in here, right?
Yep.
One of my favorite episodes that made me cry
I can't even watch it. I can't even watch it.
When the father came back after never being there, walked out on him, whatever. Uncle Phil's telling Will, you're not going with him or what, yada, yada, yada. You're not going. He said, I don't give a damn of what you say because you're not my father. You know what I mean? After Uncle Phil done did everything, moved him to Bel-Air, living in a big house, all this money, none of that mattered.
And mom mom was doing the right thing by sending him off with Uncle Phil.
Send him off. Yeah, exactly. She did the best she could to doing that. And Uncle Phil gave the boy everything you would think that anybody would want. All he wanted to do was spend time with his daddy. And Uncle Phil said, you're not going. He said, who gives a damn of what you say because you're not my father. And that's just how it is. Like, you can never give me that. Same thing with a mother. Because I told my stepmother, same thing, you're not my mama. Because same thing, you can't give me the love that you know what I mean, that my mother will be able to give me.
Or you can give it to me, but it'll never be received the same.
Right.
And that's what it really is about what you're receiving, if you are receiving it or not.
Exactly.
But at that point, Will is older. You know what I mean?
Will's about my age at the prior.
But he felt the entire. He felt.
But don't talk as if you're going to disagree with something I'm saying, because there's nothing to disagree with here. All I'm saying is that at this point, Will is older, and whether the father wants to come in or whatever moment in time that the father wants to come in, there's still supposed to be an open door for that. It's not supposed to be closed because of X, Y, and Z that happened before. You get what I'm saying? And it's not even up until that point to say that these things I'm giving to you so that you don't ever need your father or you don't ever need your mother. I'm not saying that either. You get what I'm saying? Because if mom and or dad can be available, can support, can do all those things in a positive, nurturing, supportive way for the child, then absolutely they need to be there. And they need to put whatever their circumstances are to the side. You get what I'm saying? And do whatever's necessary. Because at the end of the day, if it's an ugly situation, it's going to be inconvenient for everybody involved. And so it's like, it doesn't really matter if you got to travel far or he got to deal with your mama attitude or whatever the case may be, because just as you said, it's no longer about that person anymore. And you can't even take it personal. And you might have to go and take, you know what I mean, whatever the backlash is, just so that you can be like, all right, here I am. Right. You know what I mean? Because the situation is not going to be the way you want it. And if you wait for the situation to be the way that you want it, then there's lost time and there's all of those things that end up happening.
See what situations, and I can speak on my personal, because then that's what happens. The other parent talks so. Change the show topic. See, like my mother. See, like other parents, like I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate.
Tommy's giving the last word.
A lot of people probably can relate to my topic. My mother used to talk so bad about my father, so bad, but he had not once he said anything bad about her. You get what I mean?
I don't think you should talk bad.
And it was almost like,
children.
You know what I mean? It was almost like, damn, like. You start thinking in your head like, this man, you know what I mean? He ain't nothing, you know what I mean?
He's had every.
But if they ask questions, I think you should be honest.
He's had every reason to.
And he bit his tongue, like, you know what I mean? And he was like, only he said, I loved your mother. That's all, you know what I mean? And he left it at that. My mom, on the other hand, but then you look at the people she deals with, like, damn, this man didn't put his hands on you. This man didn't did this. This man did this. I don't get this vibe from this man. You know what I mean? From my actual blood. You get what I mean? So all those things start coming into way. But that all goes into handle what situation you're in.
But I'm glad you said that, because that allows us to segue into our topic of why on earth it is so hard to make.
I want you to say that one more time, because I'm going to say that that's why, people should have the option, right? Women should have the option to abort or not. You know what I mean?
I'm down with abortions.
Yes, women should be pro-choice with their bodies, with them and their mate, and be able to make a decision, whatever best suits them.
And that doesn't mean, I don't also want it to make it seem as if men then don't really have a choice in the matter, because that's the reason why it ends up being that women end up being stuck in these situations with these children. You know what I mean? Because we are the carriers. Right. You know what I mean? But I've said it before, and maybe not on the show to anybody else here, but like, if men were more involved in the pregnancy process, you know what I mean, with like actually taking on the same things, or the diet, or what do you call them?
I didn't drink one.
Well, see, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if men were more involved in the actual process, right, and more invested in it, they'd be more connected to it, and then certain
it's still
things.
Y'all choice.
Yeah, no, right.
So
but
y'all choice.
No, I got that. No, but still, I mean, but the man still, it's part of it, because just imagine, you know, women out here just making these, you know what I mean, decisions and not addressing or talking to, how would you feel? Like, if you impregnated a woman, and then she's just like, I'm about to just go get an abortion, but she didn't consider you.
I've been in that position.
So what I'm saying is that I'm speaking as a woman on the man's behalf, that there should still be a conversation. Like, yes, at the end of the day, it's her choice,
right?
Because it's her body. But that's the reason I'm just adding on to it, but that's another reason why it's so easy for men sometimes to feel so disconnected from the process, because as a baby is, and you're gonna turn it on me, and I got the.
I've been on the immature kind of stick of it, when something happened, it's like, what you want to do,
right? And I've heard a lot of men, and as they're being like, okay, that's a good option, so I don't have to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You're not saying like, I want this, but what you want? It's a nice way of saying.
And the cold part about it is that even if a woman gets an abortion or she has a child, it's still like so much that happens with a woman psychologically and physically that you all will never understand.
The physical,
you all will never understand. Like,
the
people,
physical part,
I know some people
we will never understand.
Who've had abortions who like know that anniversary date, or that it still bothers them, or they still count back like, dang, my child would be this age or whatever.
I had a girl tell me, we're on the phone, we're talking, and she said, how many RIPs do you have? I said, RIPs? What are you talking about? She was like, abortions. I said, oh.
Right.
And I like, but they come up with a name like RIP.
No, it's definitely the Hitman Clinic.
Then I asked her, I said, how many you got? She's like, I got 2. I said,
wow.
But no. But look, even for men, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of men that be like, I would have had it. I do the same thing. I've only wanted 2 kids in life, you know what I'm saying? Minimum. I only have 1. You know what I'm saying? I found out about abortion in the most rudest way. I didn't even know what Planned Parenthood was. Had no clue.
Well, they said, meet me here?
Got a call, said, meet me here. She was almost 4 months pregnant. Just an arbitrary thought. Bam. You know what? I don't want to do this.
So she didn't even give you the option of saying, you know.
No. Yeah, and I think that's wrong.
Together at the time.
I think that's wrong.
That's definitely wrong to me. It's it's a decision we need to
make
together.
A guy who even said that, you know, he was like this girl she just don't want to have my baby, because every time she got pregnant, she had an abortion, and it was like, dang, like, really,
I gotta do something to the heart.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you not want to?
What's wrong with me? Like,
but then if you consider the things that are on the horizon.
But we do the same thing, though. We do the same thing with women. You know what I mean? Every time we think we got, I ain't gonna lie, I was 18 years old, and I didn't, you know what I mean? Didn't know no better. Only thing I kept thinking is like, I know I didn't use a condom with this girl. The whole thing I kept, let me know when your period is. I'm trying to tell her, like, we don't even know each other. We should, you know what I mean? We have no business having a kid. J. Cole got a song called Lost Ones talking about getting an abortion. You know what I mean? It's just the nature of what we think. Like, if you can't, my thing is, I think when Tupac came up with the song "Brenda Got a Baby," I think it's almost like what he was trying to say is like you're throwing your baby in the trash by bringing them into this world without any hope. You know what I mean? Bringing them when you can't financially or mentally care for this child. Like you know what I mean?
So there's a part to that too with a parent, whether that's male or female, because I'm not going to say that it's male, who may know that it's a better decision for them not to be present than to be present because maybe it could be more toxic. And that's why I say either way will do harm.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
You're right.
But it's just like, and it could be
At
selfish
some point,
on the part, but
best for you.
And so when does that come in? You get what I'm saying? And
From day one, you got to come in with what's best for you.
So,
yes, say it one more time, and so we can go into talk about appreciation.
Say what one more time.
I want to say this last before we move on.
Go ahead.
Why do you keep turning? Oh, because
I want to say this last thing because we got to start asking ourselves too. Is when I remember my mother went through it with my little brother, where they had to ask her. The doctor had to ask her. You know what I mean? That you're at risk right now. Who do you want us to save, the baby, or you want us to save you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So does that still fall into, you know what I mean? At some point, you got to do what's best. You know what I mean? Save you. You got 2 other kids here. These 2 other kids ain't gonna have a mother. You get what I mean? But so, what do we do? You know what I mean? That's why
it all depends on your line of thinking.
You're right. It's all up to the person.
I'm just a believer that we shouldn't be making choices for other people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which they're doing with the laws. But if we're talking about ideal situation, you know, my mother has 6 kids and only 2 of us have the same father. So none of those situations were ideal, especially let her tell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Granted, she knew them all, cared for them all, but if she wanted to do it the way she wanted to do it, she only would have had it with
one person.
Yeah.
You know
ideally. And she thought about having an abortion with us all, but thank God she didn't. You know what I'm saying? So there's ways of it working out.
But do whatever you feel is right. That's
that part.
It,
but to that point.
And then you say thank God because you enjoy your life.
As most people do.
But what I'm saying is if you were aborted.
Well, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't
know.
You wouldn't be here.
Right. I agree.
So, but, you know.
I agree. I get it.
No, yeah. We
I'm glad you're here, Detroit.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're all here. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm glad I wasn't aborted. Thanks, Mom.
You wouldn't know, though. You wouldn't know. But you're kind of like going back into, I don't know. Well, okay.
You get into theory and all this. So, Tommy, I need you to tell us.
Why are men so bad at, I don't know, what were you going to say?
Quote, unquote.
What's up?
Why are men so bad at making women feel special? You know what I'm saying? And if you want to call in, 323-900-0478.
Or send us a message on the message board.
See, in my opinion, I got the other end.
Or type it in.
I got the other end of that stick. Like you're doing too much. You're too nice, and I used to get that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Until
I start. You know what I mean? We got a baby sitting right here, so I ain't gonna. You know what I mean? But y'all know where I'm going until I start like really dogging, like get out my car as I'm driving, kicking you out my car as I'm driving.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like.
So is that what it is? We just got a bunch of broken-hearted, upset, bitter men.
No, well, as I told you, as I mentioned in the
I didn't read it.
Oh, now you don't read it.
Y'all want the Jodies. Y'all want the Jodies at first. Y'all want the Jodies. Then y'all want to get to the Barack Obamas.
Says who?
Man, y'all want the
women.
Jodies. Yes.
We want Jody.
Y'all want Jody.
What is it?
Yvette.
So let me read what I wrote verbatim. Okay, I said it's a few things. Either pure ignorance, previous past of no reciprocation from trying before, said woman hasn't earned it by his standards, not her own. He thinks he's actually doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Ignorance. Or he's catering to a facade, which she's put up, because she's got to be real. He has baggage, and or his heart is elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? If not it being a compilation of them all. You know what I'm saying? So it's, I was talking to my girl before, and we were talking about.
Did you ask her if she feels appreciated?
She never feels appreciated, but no, I'm just playing. But
but did you?
No, not during that conversation. No, why would I ask her?
Or do you?
Do I think she feels appreciated?
No, do you ask?
Yeah, or I just tell her I appreciate her, or I show it.
If she feels appreciated.
Yeah, she'll tell me when she's not. She's very vocal, and she ain't got that problem. If she's not.
So okay.
Matter of fact, the majority of women in my life, family, friend, or foe, seem to tell me.
If you're doing too much, you're going to get used, first of all.
Oh, no. Not
that's a whole separate topic, Tommy. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, we were talking about marriage and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And it's more important, I think, to men to just be good people and whatever. And so, and just like to be cool, good friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, me have a connection with you and know that I'm down for you and down for me. And then once I
in theory.
Right. So once I really feel that, then marriage is like cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight regardless, no matter how this turns out.
Okay.
Well, for a lot of men, especially dealing with women, depending on what their situation is, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to navigate me making you feel appreciated when I don't really know the real reason why you're here, or you might be striking a chord that doesn't allow me to actually feel you, or I might recognize your game. A lot of times, and I'll tell you half the time, a lot of times if a man is neglecting going the extra step, if he isn't incompetent, you know what I'm saying, it's because he understands, like, you know what? I know you're real deal, you know what I'm saying? I know why you're not here. I know why you're here or why you're not here, you know what I'm saying?
But then why are you together?
Because if you know what's funny? Women act all the time, and they're the one in it for convenience. You know what I'm saying? Or with ulterior motive. You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
Lies.
Case in point.
Facts.
Lies.
Case in point.
I will not allow y'all to generalize.
One right now.
Look. I've had this conversation about some stuff that happened to me before, and it's like, you know what? I knew what was going on, but I was waiting for you to tell me. And all the women around me were like, well, why didn't you say something? Well, why didn't you tell me what you was doing? You know what I'm saying? Well, I didn't know you knew.
Thank you.
But it's not my job to tell you. I know you doing me dirty. You know
Preach.
But
wait, what? You lost me.
I get what he going.
Point is,
it happened to me.
Men will find out your ulterior motive, right? So, case in point, let's say.
What y'all mean?
No, me and Shiny talk about this all the time. SB, shout out. Yeah. So, if we see you out in the streets, or we know a homeboy that you run in the streets with, right? But you telling us one story. You know what I'm saying? So, I know you out in the streets and doing your thing. It's cool, all right? So, I may go do my thing, or if I don't go do my thing, I just don't look at you the same way. Now, you haven't told me that you was dealing with somebody else. If it was up to you, I'd firmly believe that it was just me and you. It just so happened.
Yeah, but that's in a situation where she's out in the streets. I'm talking about what you were just explaining, where you said he feels away, and I'm like, well, why wouldn't if he already knows the ulterior motive, and he's not feeling the situation, then
because
he's obviously not appreciating her.
No, that just means there's a convenience in it for him too. So now you have a motive for me that you haven't shared with me. That's why it's an ulterior motive. So you ain't been up front with me. You know what I'm saying? And I get it now.
I think everybody got motives though.
No, but what I'm saying is we normally are clear about these
motives.
Right.
It should be out in the open what your motives are and what you need and what you.
But see, and at the end of the day, I don't trip. If somebody that I care about needs me for something, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's reciprocated wherever it is, or if I genuinely care about you, if I think everything is genuine and nothing's being just on a low type stuff, then it's different. But when you think you're trying to get over, that's different, and that's just one side of the spectrum. But then again, it also depends on where you meet a woman. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on where you meet this man. Some men that women need to make them feel special just aren't capable. You know what I'm saying? Or in the way that they need. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I need this from you, but you can see based on this man's circumstances, based on his mindset, you know what I'm saying, how he was raised, or sometimes what I get from a lot of people, especially women, is I can point out that this man is trying to make you feel special, but the way he emotes or does it doesn't work for you. Right. And then that's when you need to have a real conversation with you and yourself. Like,
see, this is what I have learned. This is what I use personally. Now, when I start looking at women, I start dating women who meet the needs that I need you to meet. I need you to be needy. And that's important. I need you to be needy. I need a needy woman. Reason why is because
he said I need a needy woman because he's a giving man.
Because I'm a giving man.
But that's what you have to know. You have to know yourself.
That's the first rule. Know thyself.
And I want to be able to hold you. You know what I mean? Hold you at night. I want to be able to kiss you on the forehead without you saying, "Oh, what are you doing? Get away from me." Go. Go watch the game.
But Tommy trifling now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's saying all of this, but Tommy, you know what I'm saying?
Go watch the game. Go do this. I don't need it. I want to watch the game and hold you at the same time.
But see, you want to know what the real is? The real is that, like you said, people want a certain thing, and then there's what you attract, right? And then there's what you're actually going for.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so a lot of times,
I said BINGO.
Right. A lot of times what you're going for is not what you're saying that you want.
Right.
And then you get mad.
Off the looks.
You get mad when you get it or when you get what you're going after.
Yeah, what your eyes are telling you that you want.
Exactly. And it's not what you want. And then you're trying to find a way to make whatever it is work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's when it's going to fail.
And that's where the settlement is, and that's where it's going to fail. And that's where we, as the majority, yes,
will fail.
Guilty.
They need to find out who they want as a person. You want a needy person? Do you want a person that's not going to be all clingy on you? See, I want all that. I need clingy. I need needy. I need all that.
Yeah. Well, you right?
I was hearing feedback or something.
Yeah, I was hearing. Yeah, I need all that. I need somebody that's gonna be, you know, that's gonna accept all this love because they need it. You understand what I'm saying?
Said, all this love I have to give. I need somebody who's gonna accept it.
I need some loving. You know what I mean?
But that's if you talk to anybody that knows me in my dating scene, they be like, "Oh, what's Bob's type? Bob ain't got no type." You know what I'm saying? He don't. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm more.
He don't.
I don't.
Third person.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm more concerned about what I need from you. You know what I'm saying? And I know that doesn't come in some certain package because as a man, you've been on this prowl and this hunt and you went after your ideal looking women, how you drew it up in your head the entire time. And I'm pretty sure 10 out of 10 times it's like, yeah, it ain't never came about. And it's usually the one that's like, dang, like, I would have never thought you know what I'm saying? Like, so it'd be, and that's how, like, there's usually like this weird couple together, or you might have a friend that you would have never dated, or often nobody ever likes or dated, and then they'd be like, how could you end up with her? You know what I'm saying? But because y'all was just friends, you got to know deeper things about her, and it's like, dang, like, I really
this is
did
it.
this. Like, I need
been
this.
right
like,
here the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about it before, like, some people, because it kind of, I guess, goes into love language a little bit, but some people are just good at certain gestures just because, not because they're doing it because they want to or they love the person. It's just because
it's who they are.
It's who they are. This is just what they do. You know what I mean? And then some people get that and then they're like, oh my God, like, oh, it's all this stuff. And then it's really not that because that's just, you know what I mean? Like, that's easy for them. Like, that's easy. Whereas there's a person who that's not easy for them to do. And then they're doing those things outside of their character, you know what I mean? To go the extra mile to make a person feel appreciated. And hopefully, you know, they do. But I just think for women, it's just like, I say personally, like, oh, I feel like I'm simple, but I guess maybe not. You know what I mean? Because then other people could see it as being complicated. But I just feel like as women,
You're simply
like,
complicated.
I'm simply complicated. But women you want to feel, like you're number one. You know what I mean? At all times. And so if other things are taking precedence or taking priority, then as a woman, you're not feeling appreciated.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because it's not like, oh, I need to be thanked for stuff. It's not appreciation in that way. It's just feeling like that you have the greatest value in their eyes. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not coming second and third to your mama or something, or to your best friend that may be a female, or your cousin who's a girl, or, you know, the job, or, you know what I mean? All these different things, like just feeling like, and even though you may not be, because there's reality, right? Because he may have a child, and his number one may be his child, but you don't feel like second. You get what I'm saying? You still feel appreciated enough, and that can look like whatever it may look like. And again, you got to know the woman or the person. But I mean, that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. So if social media is getting more attention, if, you know what I mean, the game or work or whatever, you know what I mean, is getting way more attention or care.
Right. See, with me, the most appreciation that I get, this will make me appreciate a woman even more, is there's nothing more sexier than a beautiful, educated woman. You have to be smarter than me. The
majority of women are.
Yeah, the second I feel like
they're smarter than us.
The second I feel like, no.
In books.
No. There's been times where
Not the majority.
There's been times
I don't want to give us that much credit.
There's been times I dealt with women that weren't smarter than me, and that was unattractive.
Yeah.
I didn't want to deal with you. I don't appreciate you. Nothing. But if you're smarter than me and you challenging me mentally, and it's just
don't ask for that. Don't ask for it.
But it's the most.
That's probably what you want, because I know I've been
like to me. Now this may be a little controversial, but to me the most sexiest thing is an educated black woman, and the most unsexiest thing to me is an uneducated black woman.
Well, I'm missing the controversy.
Right, I was like,
well, I guess there's not, but no, because I don't want to put down.
But is that what you're going after?
Yeah, but that's what I want.
But is that what you're going after?
It's hard in LA.
Well,
that's where the controversy is.
So look, to me,
he's saying ain't no educated black women in LA.
No. It's just a simple fact of out here, everybody.
Not in the you're saying like in the industry of what you're getting, of what's coming up, because the pursuit is not about like maybe expanding like your mind and your learning body. And all that. It's expanding like your brand.
Right. Thank you. There you go.
But then again, it all depends on what matters to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't, when I'm in depending on what scene I'm in, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when I'm out of the club, like I'm not tripping off of how you look that night, because literally we all went to the club to put on. You know what I'm saying? Like we got dressed. We put on, you know what I'm saying, our Saturday's best, whatever it is, or that day, whatever the case may be.
Sunday's best.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But to go and look good for the masses, it's more about demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever, like I want to see what you manifest, and if that is attracting me, because it's almost like responsibility. Like usually people are responsible when nobody's watching, right? So when I'm watching you don't know I'm watching you. You know what I'm saying? Who are you? What's your personality? Does it fit of how I would, a type of person that I want to be with you,
right?
And then when we talk, you know what I'm saying? Is that chemical? See,
right.
I quit. Look, I failed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I failed every time I've tried to choose a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, think how many times we tried to be like, damn, I wish I'd been with her. Dang, like I really love her. And then now you're like, I dodged a bullet. Like I would have chose her 10 times over 10. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? So now
with me.
So wait, so how did you come in? You stopped choosing? Like
no, I don't choose. I don't see you and be like, I gotta have her because of what she looks like or whatever. I'll let it play out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go be your friend and spend time with you, and then let that. Because the one thing in this,
you got to do the be your friend card.
Right. Well, it's just, which is kind of hard though at the same time.
It's really just
acting. I've never had a woman friend that I didn't want to be intimate with.
Look, Tommy, I say this.
I don't want to get off topic with that. It's a different day. But
I say this. If nothing means anything, and if you heard me say it all the time, like nothing means nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I know my chick always is mad because, I want to get married. I'm like, well, we got to work for it. You know what I'm saying? We got to work. And like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? We got to work. You know what I'm saying? You got to get there. You know what I'm saying? Because
y'all don't have to.
Nothing.
Save yourself.
Nothing. But I told her that too, because she's like, oh, like some people take forever. You know what I'm saying? Like to get married. I'm like, well, it's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really hell bent on getting married. Like don't get me wrong. I want to get married.
It's a beautiful thing.
I want to get married, but if I never
and you want to be able
to
call her your wife, and she can call you her husband. But you want to make sure that you're going to be able to stay married forever.
Yeah,
right.
And that's what's most important.
Yeah, because you can get a man that makes you feel special every day, and you will never be able to have.
Right, but in life, for me, what I have learned, the biggest curse.
Wait, what?
I said there's men out there that will make you feel special every day, and you'll never be able to have.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's my ex. I was never able to make her happy, but she got everything underneath the sun for me. But I think the biggest curse and the biggest gift in life is exposure. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So like, growing up, I come from poverty. So a lot of the women I dealt with was, around the way girls, which I used to love. Ghetto girls. I used to love.
It's not just you. A lot of men love ghetto chicks.
Right.
Like, I've heard why? I've heard that several times.
Do you know why?
I'm like,
but then as I got older,
tell me why.
Go ahead.
They're approachable. Like it's just
convenient.
It's like there's a whole bunch of things that you would want to get to with a girl that with a ghetto girl it's just easy to get there, as opposed to a girl quote unquote morals or standards. You know what I'm saying? Like some women let their status quo and their achievement get in the way of being just boy girl. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you don't know what this man entails, what he may provoke you to do, and even if he becomes not your type, he may be able to open your eyes to somebody that is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's hard to be so natural with some people that of status. Is like, I just rather you. Most men's like, I don't want to deal with it.
I went from like just wanting ghetto girls to having exposure to now I want this high class girl, but I don't want to deal with all that. Now it's about having a balance.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now like, you know what I mean?
Ghetto high class girl.
Exactly. You can go back to the hood, go to the fish spot, go to the barbecue spot. Then we can also go to Novu and go whatever, but we don't have to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Put ourselves in one box.
Right.
Like I don't want to shop at Dee Dee's outlet. I don't want to go shop at Ross.
Ain't nothing wrong with Dee Dee's and Ross.
Don't get me wrong. We can go there sometime.
Hey, look,
but come on, baby.
Ross
We gotta
got
go.
the best deals.
Look, that's where you gonna get your shower curtains. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Stop playing.
Right. But some things is like we ain't getting church clothes there.
Right.
We're not doing that. You know what I mean? You don't need to go do that.
You a stone fool.
Well, I'm just saying, it's about having a balance. I've been exposed to some stuff. It's like it's like if you ain't never if you so used to sitting in coach, you ain't never sat in first class. So a different lifestyle when you sit in that first class. Like, I ain't going back to coach. You know, the seats is differently, the food is a little bit better. It's like, you know what I mean? But you gotta have that balance of where you know what I mean, you kind of mellow out. Okay, like I ain't too far this way, but I'm not too far that way.
Right. But the other thing that you have to make sure, in order to get what you want, you have to be what you want.
Keith said that we always want more as women, but I feel like it's the same way with men. You know what I mean?
I think we all want more.
Well,
as people.
but
we should want more. Both sides.
Well, to me, that's kind of.
I think he's saying like you can't never satisfy a woman.
Well, you can't.
A woman
That
should
was
never
my
be
thing.
happy.
That was my thing with Aisha Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like she was.
I stand with you, Aisha.
She was saying the human thing. She was very much saying the human thing. You know, like to me, the only thing I think she was making sure she was doing was that she wasn't living on a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was letting her actual true feelings be said.
I feel on a certain extent, but she didn't. But at the same time, with Steph, they have a beautiful family, by the way. But with Steph is supposed to be the first and the last. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be the period. Baby, you beautiful, period. It don't matter what I think. It don't matter what.
To me, it doesn't have anything to do with that. But that's not my problem. My problem is her statement without qualifying her statement based on what she said before. You know what I'm saying? She came out before she got married and put men.
But that was so long ago.
Oh, time out, right. So she put men on blast, you know what I'm saying, for getting in their DMs and getting at her, right? Now, now understand this, especially about men. The one thing we respect more than anything is sports. I might forget, you know what I'm saying, my wedding day, but I'm not going to forget Jerry Rice went for 10 catches, 220. You know
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, so now, you know, you got the most prominent man amongst us because that's what we build our life on, watch TV, and you told us to get out of your DMs. Cool, right? We respect
it. So now nobody says nothing to I see what you're going with.
So nobody said, so then life happens, which is cool. That happens to us all. We evolve. You know, and she's saying, you know what? I needed that.
Maybe she forgot she said it.
But when you had it, when you had it, you didn't want it. That's basically what you're saying. When she had it, when she was getting at it.
I don't think she ever wanted it. She doesn't even want it now. It's just an idea.
No, because she
doesn't know she doesn't want it.
You know, it's nice to know that you look good.
Yeah, but what she's saying is she doesn't want that, but she wants it.
This is Keith's point. The exact thing you just said. So
it's being a woman. It's simple. It's very simple to me, but it's complicated to y'all.
No. She wants it, but she doesn't want it.
I say it like this. Like, if I were to go out, like, I hate getting hollered at. Like, I really do. I don't like that interaction at the same time. But if you're used to something happening, listen. If you're used to something happening and then you go out and it doesn't happen, then you're like, wait, hold up. Like, is something wrong with me? Like, because this.
So you don't know what you want.
No, it's not that. It's the simple fact of you're getting attention and the attention stops. So it may for you as a woman or for whoever it may is.
So what I'm saying,
it may validate certain things that
you want the validation.
No, listen. It may validate certain things that you've been thinking about yourself, whether it's your self-esteem, so whatever, whether it's you just had a kid or you been feeling down on yourself or whatever, and then or you're looking at, like, yeah, well, my husband, he's still, getting all this attention, like, we was both getting this attention.
But that's my point. You're right, but when you put a stop to it, it's different.
Right. So what I'm saying is, for her, you said that was years later. So now she's looking up. Life is different. Circumstances are different. She's older. Her body has probably changed and all this other stuff. And she's probably like, wait, hold up. Like, he's still getting all this attention. I'm not getting, like, is something wrong with me? And just as a human being, but more so just as a woman, you get what I'm saying? All you're doing.
Statement.
Okay, well, that's fine. She didn't qualify it, but I'm qualifying it for her.
No, but that's my point.
So she don't have to do it. I'm doing it for her because I'm letting you know. Because I didn't finish. I don't like getting hollered at. However, it was recently I went somewhere and then I was like, well, hold up. Like, because I'm feeling a way, just especially about, excuse me, taking medication and like feeling like my body looked different and just had a baby. And I'm like, okay, well, is something wrong with me? Like what's happening? And again, all it does is it just kind of may validate or it may confirm certain things of what you may have already been thinking about yourself. So it really has nothing to do with anybody else at the end of the day, because that's how she's feeling internally, and that's how she's projecting it and or validating it with them.
Selfish then?
No, it's definitely selfish. But the point that's Keith's point. You know what I'm saying? And the point that I'm making, because if Steph had said it without qualifying it, and
you
he could,
Aisha.
No, if Steph had said it without qualifying it, you know what I'm saying? And regardless, he would have been drug. It would have been Armageddon. Like, you got the best woman.
Well, he got to take it. He's a man.
No, but
y'all got to take some stuff.
Okay, and see, and that's my point.
Yeah, we have the babies. You got to take that.
That's not equivalent because you can't have them without us. You know what I'm saying? That's one.
Thank you.
Two.
We can.
Thank you. No, you can't.
You can't.
You still need us.
No, you can't.
Need us.
You need some man somewhere to give you.
Exactly.
And you can't have them without us.
And we know that.
Oh yeah.
Of course, y'all know that.
And we thank y'all every day.
But it's easier for us to have it without you than for you to have it without us.
It's the same. Carrier. It's the same opportunity.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not the same opportunity.
It is.
Hold on. We're kind of getting off the topic. Though.
Yeah, way up.
Let's come back a little bit.
But the whole point is to your.
You would argue me back and forth.
To your
and
statement,
I would just keep going.
Yeah,
just laughing.
But to your statement up earlier, like I want it, but I don't. So when it comes to making a woman feel special, it's like today I want it, but then again today, 2 minutes later, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Or I eat this.
You don't want to feel special? No, we want to feel special all the time.
What I'm saying is, what goes about dictating that
all the time.
What goes about dictating that is different. Like, eating food makes me feel special, but today I'm not hungry. I'm dieting, or I don't know what I want to eat. But what I'm saying is,
that's all in the details.
Right.
But something that I know that should work for you, that usually works for you, today may be different.
It's the same with men.
I think it should just be a balance, though. Because everybody wants to, even when I'm out, even fellas, we out with our girls, sometimes we want, she looking, just see if you still got it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
We all want it.
Exactly.
We all want it.
Exactly.
But at the same time, though, if you married, though.
But I would hope that man wouldn't. But there are men who take off their rings and they be like, look, let me see.
Look. If I'm whenever I get
married though, your first, your last should be your wife or your husband. That's just my opinion.
I still ain't tripping. If my wife say I want to see if I still got it gone, you can take off your ring, do what you got to do, whatever.
Like,
you don't even gotta take it off.
You don't even. As a man, you don't have to take it off. As a woman, you don't have to take it off.
Right, but do whatever you want.
Right, because ain't nobody caring about marriage.
Right, but if you want to see you still got it, that could be a conversation with you. That can be a conversation with me or in you, and you could just go do it and come.
No, I don't. But it's not even that deep because it's not like I didn't take it as her wanting to be like, oh, let me go see this thing.
Nothing that doesn't apply to women, you guys will ever take that deep. You get what I'm saying? But the problem is when juxtaposed to what happened, it would have been Armageddon. And those are situations that are parallel, that men are in the entire time, all the time. Because let Steph, your boyfriend, or a lot of girlfriends' boyfriend, like the wrong picture or post the wrong picture. And it's like either why you liking her picture or why'd you post that picture? You know what I'm saying? Oh,
but why is he liking the picture?
You know what I'm saying?
We're not even going to get into it.
You get what I'm saying?
Because there's no need to like it, because you could have liked it with your eyes and kept on going.
I
told you that before.
But we're talking about appreciation, and all he's doing is appreciating.
Nah, you can appreciate. No. He needs to appreciate his woman. He don't have to appreciate a stranger, and he can appreciate it by looking at it, blinking.
Time out. Are the two mutually exclusive?
What? You cannot compare. You don't tell me.
Can I appreciate beauty over here and it take nothing away from my wife or my girl?
Hold on, can I say something?
Yes, it can take away.
No, okay, so wait. So it's
because
okay
if she's not feeling appreciated because of your likes, then you got to unlike.
Okay, but that shouldn't be the case.
It shouldn't be.
That's herself comparing.
It shouldn't be, but that's what women do.
And that's why. And that's not
there
fair.
it is. But you're not a woman.
That's why women don't
and
feel
life
special.
is not fair. But you're not a woman. You were born a man.
But I'm the man that
you were born a man, right?
That needs to satisfy the woman, right?
But you were born a man. So the first art of appreciating a woman is understanding that as a woman she's different.
That's not the point.
And you cannot tell her that she's wrong for the way that she thinks and or feels.
You can't tell nobody how to feel.
It's not about her being wrong. I said she wasn't wrong. I said she needed to qualify her statement. But
I'm talking about what you just said. You did. You
said
that ain't right.
But here's the point.
Okay.
I'm
keeping up.
Just as you're different, the man is different.
This is true.
So,
I agree.
Which means as I need to operate and compromise with you, it can't just be
one-sided.
This is what it is, and I'm a woman, and that's why. And so I was talking. I said there's a trait that all wives have that most women don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's accountability and culpability. You know what I'm saying? It's understanding. You know what? I understand how you feel, even if I could jump to conclusions about you because of your actions and it not be nowhere near true.
Uh-huh.
But the fact that you can say, well, you know what? I respect how you feel, and that's nowhere near what it was, but I can see how you got to that point. It matters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was wrong. It matters. You know what I'm saying? I could see where the dumb logic in this is.
Right.
Nonetheless, this is where I am.
Right. and that's how it should be.
Yeah, but most women don't have that. They just operate on the premise
this is
of,
what
I'm a
I
girl.
do. This is what I do. And I used to do it. I probably was pretty bold.
And men, as I'm a man.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
There are some Neanderthals.
Let's be fair about it.
There are some Neanderthals out there.
This is what I used to do. I probably was pretty bold by doing it, but I used to walk up when I see a fine girl and she walk with her dude. I used to look at him like, your girl bad, bro. And you know what I mean? And you just keep it pushing, you know. You know what I mean?
But for him, I feel like that's an ego. That's like stroking a man's ego.
Exactly.
Because he's like,
exactly.
It's the respectful way to do it.
Exactly. That's the most respectful way. And she'll sit there, she'll smile and whatnot.
Of course, because she like.
And he'll be cool too, like that. You know what I mean? But that's just the both ways of just breaking it. You know what I mean? That's why I use your girl bad, bro. You know what I mean? Like at the same time, I'm complimenting you because you know what I mean.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's not even a compliment.
Both people, it's a win for both people in that situation.
Right.
But when he, on the other hand, if sees the woman, and his woman is with him, and he doing all extra stuff. Whether it's because I feel like, Detroit, you're going to say something, but you would do it intentionally with her knowing and she would be okay with it and all that. I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about the man who's going all the way out of his way to try and do it secretly. You know what I mean? But she know what's happening. She's not feeling appreciated in that moment. You get what I'm saying? It's
that's way different.
What's different about it?
Because he's doing it secretly.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's in deceit.
But that's my point about the appreciation piece. So take that to social media, and that's why.
But if liking a picture is public, that's not deceit.
I don't think liking a picture is bad. See, hold on. I'm gonna tell you real quick. So I was on a date one time, right? Going on a date with this girl. We're on a date. So she gets up, says she has to use the bathroom. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? Go ahead. She goes to she act like she's going to the bathroom. I guess. So I'm sitting there waiting. I get a phone call. It's pretty loud in the restaurant. So I step outside. She outside talking to the waiter. Like, come on, so it goes both ways.
This is true. I will never, wrong is wrong, is right, and I will never be like, oh no, all women, blah, 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 or all men, because I don't care on who's ever receiving it, because I'm really about people having integrity and just being honest and real about whatever the situation is on both ends. Yes, men should feel appreciated as well as women should feel appreciated. However, if you're not, you know what I'm saying, or you're in a situation of like a number of them circumstances that you said, that sounds like a bad situation.
What?
Your response that you gave as far as all the reasons as to why, whether it's ignorance, whether it's ulterior motive, whether it's he just don't like you.
But you know what's unfortunate about a lot of that? Sometimes it's subconscious and you don't even know, and it becomes, you don't realize it, at the moment. But we got to get up out of here in a little bit. We've been far past our time. Tommy,
no, we're not far past the time. We started late
at 9:09.
Yeah, but we're not far past it.
We're not far past it, but
I think we did good though. We hit like 3 different topics, maybe even 4. Like we touched on like 4 different topics. So.
And we did it quickly too. Although Detroit thought we weren't going to be able to get to the topic, and I was like, here we go. You know what I love about Tommy? Let's take some time to appreciate, right?
I appreciate.
Let's appreciate people. I love that you always have like a really good story to tell, and you're not shy about it. I mean, like I really do. I like
be the best story.
Like whenever you get ready to tell, I'll be like, okay, like what happened now?
Like
I have to shout out where all the time.
And I'm like, okay, you're young, but you have an experience or a story to share for like everything that we're talking about. Like, and I mean, I don't know if that part's a good thing on your behalf, but I appreciate the fact that one, you're always willing to like share and join the conversation, and you add to it, because I learn a lot from you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And there's a lot of older men that still feel the way he does.
Yeah, and so
that won't articulate it.
Right. This is true. So it's good that you're even at where you are now, and I know you're still in your mode.
You're still very immature.
You teeter-tottering, right? You teeter-tottering, but
very immature.
So look, in honor of you, Tommy, especially because this is a bit to be your thing. You know what I'm saying? Women don't feel special these days, and shout out to Raina Biddy, who the one who tweeted it. I need you to give your seconds of fame, whatever it is, your minute, whatever it is you want to take your time, and make the ladies feel special. Whoever, them all, in general, however you want to do it, make them feel special.
Well, they're all beautiful in my opinion.
Thank you.
See, I can't. See, my thing is I can't do it on the spot. But this is what I used to do with all. Matter of fact, every girl I ever dated, I send roses to the job. I'll text them, you're beautiful, give them inspirational. What have they done? What did they do today? I want to know from beginning to the end. You know what I mean? Did you eat? Are you hungry? I'll go get you your food, if you're hungry.
Look at Tommy.
This is just stuff.
There's not a lot of you that still exist, and probably because you came against a sour apple lady.
Right, but the thing about it's more of like but we can turn into like Thin Line Between Love and Hate, the male version.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we all seen that movie. Right. We can turn it into because we give so much.
Yeah.
You give so much, and when you also like, it's for nothing.
So tell them what you would need. Tell us what you would need from a woman to make them. Only thing
I would need you to be honest and honest up front and just love me. If you love me, I swear to God, if you love me, you're taken care of.
But what does loving you look like?
Oh, that's a great question.
All you have to do is give me a hug, give me a kiss, say, "Baby, I love you," and just let me feel you when you're not even around. You know what I mean? That's all you have to do. And sometimes it can be hard on some people can't do it though. But,
and I think the beauty of that is that everyone has their own answer.
Right.
And if you treat people like a generalization, or if you treat them like the last relationship, then you're gonna miss the mark.
Right.
Because even though men have things that are the same and women have things that are the same, like at the end of the day, we're all individuals.
Right.
And we have individual makeup. And it's like if you take the time to learn and understand how to appreciate the person that you're with, I don't think it would be hard. I think it would be real easy.
Did I ever tell y'all that I went to Daniels? I don't know if you guys know what Daniels Jewelers are. I went to Daniels.
We don't know the jewelry store.
Yeah.
Never been there, but I've heard of it.
For the people, for people, some people I found out don't know what Daniels are. Because she's from Jersey, she doesn't know what it is. But anyway.
Because they're from a different state.
Yeah.
So whatever your jewelry store is.
You're right. So I went to Daniels. There was a couple ladies there. And I was in college. Took out on my credit a tennis bracelet, diamond tennis bracelet. These ladies are like, oh, you must really like on your credit. You know what I mean? They didn't even want to do it. Usually they be, what I mean, like trying to sell you on it. But they looked at me as being a very young man.
Right.
18 years old. Like
are you sure you want to do this?
I'm like, I love her. I want to do this. I really love her. And it was just, their hearts were just melted. You know what I mean? They were just, you know what I mean?
You talked to him recently?
On my, huh?
So you went back and talked to him recently?
No. I could see the look on. No, looking back on it, me being a little bit older, I could look back on it like, wow. They really didn't, you know what I mean? They was like, make sure you make the payment, make sure, you know what I mean?
Did you pay it off?
Make sure, no, I didn't, actually.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, I got it. She got this. Well, I got it back from her after what she did.
And you returned it?
And I gave it to my mother. It was too late. I gave it to my mother. My mother, well, she wasn't happy with it. I got leftovers. Right. She kept it, though. She kept it and she wore it. But for the moment, she didn't like it. But it just goes.
Because she felt second.
Right. Yeah, right.
And again, it goes with that appreciation. We want to feel first.
You know what's funny, though? If she's my wife, my mother is second technically.
Yeah, she is.
You know what I mean? It is what, and that was my intentions on making that woman my wife eventually. So my mother was gonna play the back seat,
right?
You know what I mean? No matter what it is what it is. But that just goes to show you on how far if a man really loves you, he'll do he would do anything. You know what I mean? I used to give my girlfriend $5.
So if he don't really love you,
I didn't have gas in my car.
He'll do nothing.
$5. There's been times I would drive home with no gas, scared that I'm about to run out of gas. I gave her my last bit of money so she can eat. And but that's just how much, you know what I mean? If a man really loves you, you know what I mean?
And you know what's funny? She'll never know. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you'll do that and it won't even register to them
until
like
after.
Until later.
Until later.
Oh, that he.
You know what I'm saying?
He
like
really loved me.
Yeah.
He went above and beyond, or even him or her. Him or her, because there's some hers out here that do that stuff.
I think if it's food, it'll register.
Right. Yeah. Well,
you know, I mean, him or her, it takes years.
You said if it's food,
it'll register to you.
Whatever.
So, Akilah Trinae, go ahead and let us men know what it would take to make you feel special.
Well, making me feel like I'm number one. You know what I'm saying? My love language is.
Also, tell us where we missed the mark. Quickly.
Oh. Don't be turning off your nose to my baby.
You did.
Right, I know, because I was like, hopefully nobody heard.
I mean, we could have just kept it pushing.
But it was just too bad.
Yeah, it was just But you asked me another question in the midst of my thinking, but I was trying to say my love language is quality time and it's acts of service. So it's really just the little things. you know what I mean, that make me feel appreciated. So it's not like a specific something, but it's just kind of like, well, I think like you said, like knowing that I'm on your mind, like knowing that, you know what I mean, you would make sacrifices, you know, for me, knowing that I would do the same. You know what I'm saying? Just making me feel like, you know, I'm valued in your life. Like, I feel like sometimes Black women don't feel like protected and honored to a level of being esteemed by men. And so being able to feel that, like, man, like this Black man loves me, this Black woman, you know what I mean, that you don't even have to question it, is basically my long and short answer. Question. And then you asked me another part.
I say you could also tell them where they missed the mark. But
where they missed the mark? It's just, you know what I mean, just feeling like, I don't want to feel like a side chick.
I hear you. I don't think a side chick wants to feel like a side chick either.
Dudes either.
Which is crazy.
Right. And so, but I don't want to feel like a side chick, and I'm not. If I'm a side chick, I'm a side chick. Right. You know what I mean? Because there's some side chicks that feel appreciated.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I don't want to feel like that when I'm supposed to have a higher role.
Right.
You know.
Well, interesting timing that you say communication, because you love the numbers. You always say, Dontrell, where's your facts? Or, you know, whatever, right?
Yes.
So for school, in this 25-page report I'm doing.
Okay.
And it's actually on polyamory versus polygamy versus monogamy via social norms.
That's dating multiple people in various forms.
Right. But the point was, when I was inputting the data, half of the men, so now it's over like 70 or whatever it is, men, 100% of them said communication is the most important thing, and honesty is the most important thing to them in a relationship. That was 100% of men. Now, in the survey, it wasn't 100%, which means the ones that said communication and honesty came from women. And I know you talked about differences and whatnot, and I just think sometimes that's where for us registering, us allowing you to feel special, the difference comes in, because that's where you might be giving us acts of service, but for a reason that's personal to you, that doesn't really register to us. We register it as dishonesty. You know what I'm saying? So like, you need a place to stay, or you know what I'm saying, you only dealing with me for meals or a good time or a date, whatever the case may be. Like, I know that you don't genuinely like me. Now, I like good company, so I'll deal with it. But now you don't come across as honest to me. So when it comes to me going the extra step for you, it's not going to. Now, I may never tell you, but then again, you're never going to tell me what your real ulterior motive is. Nonetheless, I don't think there's a woman out there alive that isn't worth it. And to your point, because I know you've been echoing this recently, and I think it's like your new warpath, to put it out there in the atmosphere that Black women specifically don't feel protected, and they don't
have been saying that,
loved and equal.
Love us.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no
protect us.
We haven't been protecting them.
Honor us
since the beginning of time. It just hasn't been
right. And you know, and a lot of that comes from us being fractured, and you know, a lot of resentment. And we do get, you know, something does happen to us previously in our life that doesn't allow us to.
We don't protect ourselves.
Yeah, move
as
on
men.
Right, correct. You know, move on to the stuff. So it's not. If
True.
you don't, it's rarely personal toward you. I mean, because if you sit amongst Black men, there's a seldom few that just really don't want to deal with Black women. But most of us, we love Black women. Like, we love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's what we dream about, is having a queen. Now, do we know the best way about going to get them when the stages change? We don't, because our stages change and it's different. So if you can, the best thing you can do is recognize the effort. And if you can recognize his effort, then you allow yourself to transcribe and tell him, there's a better way to do this. Like, I see your efforts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? They might be words of encouragement, but your acts of service. You acknowledge the words of encouragement, makes me feel appreciated, but you let him know I'm acts of service.
Right.
Now he can flip that and transcribe that into acts of service. Okay, I was going to say, you know what? It's better if I do this. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, for Black women, they're so strong, as she's saying, be careful what you wish for. They're just going to tell you what they want, and then we feel unappreciated about what we're really trying to do in our genuine effort.
What you've already done. As if all of that was null and void and or not seen.
And it wasn't. You know?
Right. I just got one thing. Black women, if a black man can protect his child, he ain't protecting you. And a lot of these black men ain't protecting their children.
Well,
so don't expect him to protect you if he ain't if you find out he got kids, he ain't protecting them. So don't expect that.
Right.
So
now,
that's what I gotta say.
But I will say this: my son goes to this school called View Park, and it's like a little black college. I promise you. And the most thing I'm proud of about that is when I go pick up the kids, it's always dads heavy. Always. Like I rarely see the mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a few mothers and you see, but it's always dads. I'm like, dudes, I didn't even know I had kids. Like for a long time. So I do think that there's a generational change there. But women, we do love y'all, and we do our best to make you feel appreciated. You deserve to be appreciated. We may fall short of the glory of God and you. You guys might be synonymous. But nonetheless, we're trying. It's just going to take us some time. No different than I say to new fathers. It takes them time. They don't always realize because a lot of times they are disconnected from the pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? And then their mindset is just go make the money, get the paper, find a way to get better. You know what I'm saying? To provide the entire...
And as they should.
Right,
get better, but come back.
The lump sum.
And
but,
do what you need to do.
It's hard to run in 2019 now. You're going to get found.
Right, but they don't... But most men don't understand it until they spend the day with their kids or a fraction of the time that the mother have to deal with that. That's work too. You know what I'm saying? So while they want to go to work and then come home and have a reprieve or a release, the mother doesn't get to do that because she's either working or she's working and working, if you get what I mean. So just give them some time to figure it out. We all do mature just differently, and you are worth the appreciation. So Raina Biddy, I'm sorry for whatever prompted you to make the statement, but sometimes we just don't get it, but you are definitely worth it. But from Tommy, Keila Trinae, I'm Dontrell Detroit.
Like Tupac said, keep your head up.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Love Amplified. We out of here.
Did you stop it?
You have to give me a chance, Craig.
You're supposed to have it ready. He wasn't ready, y'all. He wasn't ready. So now I get to say good night.
No.